What we've got here is...
The I Just Saw This Movie podcast. Welcome to your favorite uncut, uncensored, spoiler-filled podcast. I'm your host, Matt Brando. I just saw this movie, Logan. I fucking had to see it as soon as possible. I ended up seeing it twice. People on Twitter and I think also on YouTube were telling me it was a masterpiece. So I was like, those are big words. And I have to see it and see if you're right or not. So I just want to give my background story. The Fox Marvel films have to be like my favorite franchise or favorite films of superheroes outside of the Dark Knight franchise. They only had like two blunders, Origins and Last Stand. However, you kind of need to watch Last Stand to appreciate the perfection, in my opinion, of Days of Future Past. So the X-Men films actually speak to me. I feel like the X-Men are like an allegory for civil rights. They are African Americans or other minorities, but they're being looked down upon and they fight for their own rights and survival. So I always appreciate the stories that they told. And in my opinion, I think Professor Charles Xavier was Dr. Martin Luther King. He was peaceful. He was teaching. He's more for like integration. And I thought Magneto was the opposite in his technique. I thought he was, being more aggressive like Malcolm X. So each has their own tribe and they believe in their ideals of their respective leaders. And Wolverine, pretty much full, thanks to Hugh Jackman, is my favorite superhero outside of Batman. So it's sad that this is the last film as the character from Hugh. But if it is, oh man, what a fucking perfect way to end your journey, man. Before I talk about Logan, I do want to say something about the Deadpool 2 post-credit scene, why Fox put it before the film. And I think it's because, Logan is just that damn good. It's a serious picture. By switching the tone and making it cheery at the end would be a mistake. And I also think the theatrical version of that little teaser was far, far better. We don't need Stan Lee. I'm so fucking sick of the Stan Lee cameos. It's already long enough. We don't need the call to the costume designer on the phone. So the theatrical, it was already, kind of dragging a little bit. So we didn't need to extend it out. But if you want to watch the extended is on YouTube. I wonder if they'll put that before Logan on the Blu-ray. They probably will. So let's get into Logan. Fucking love the opening of this film. Logan not only beats the shit out of people trying to jack his rims in the limo that he drives as his job now, but he brutally murders them drunk off his ass. And here's the thing. People are saying that this movie is ultra gory. Like Boogie was like, oh, it's so gory. I don't know if they've seen ultra gory films. Maybe for superhero movies, yes, this is ultra gory, but this is definitely not one of the goriest movies I've seen. And I want to talk about rated R. All right, I need to address something. I've been hearing this movie didn't have to be rated R, and it shouldn't have been. What? What? People have been asking for more rated R superhero films for over a decade, and you say this stupid bullshit? You know how awesome it feels to go to a superhero film watching adults using real-life adult language and dialogue? To see blood when people die? Because that's what the fuck happens when people get sliced with knives on their hands. The fucks were force-fed or they were too much. Motherfucker, please. Go watch Django or Hateful Eight. Come back to me about the blood and the language. Get the fuck out of here. In all seriousness, it was the right amount of gore. It was... and people were complaining about... the bride flashing Logan. It was just a transition piece into Logan picking up Gabriella and Laura. I fucking loved it. Obviously, all these people are drunk, like the white boys. The white boys saying USA, USA. That's just they're drunk white boys. That's what they do. And that's also crossing the border, so might have been borderline racist. But why are all of the best pictures nominated each year and pretty much winners are rated R? You can tell a story with no holds barred for all the emotion levels for the audience. They are the highest they can be when rated R and aren't restricted by censors. Having it rated R makes it more transparent to real life. I'm not watching a movie here, I'm watching a documentary. I mean, this is how the world works and how it is. So I love the film being rated R. Radar rant done. This world created by Mangold is fucking incredible. It is awesome. I loved the imagery in this film. Texas, Mexico, Oklahoma City. I actually really love the South now after visiting it in December. I went all through Oklahoma, but I missed Oklahoma City, sadly. So I didn't think there was a bunch of badass casinos and stuff. That's actually pretty cool. But there are a lot of casinos in Oklahoma. But I thought Texas was the best. I was only in North Texas, and it was cold, but I fucking loved it. Like, Texas is like its own country. I love Texas. I want to visit West Texas, East Texas, Central, South, the whole ordeal. It might be one of my favorite new states. But I love the usage of futuristic items such as like the LED motion billboards, the semi-trucks without the drivers. It didn't go, too overboard. I'm not like watching Blade Runner here or something. But the film it is slow at sometimes. I wouldn't say it's boring, but it's more like a drive. It's character driven. The action is few and far between, but it is violent when it arrives. Logan is more like a drama piece with like supplementing action to it. I've never seen a superhero film like this. And whilst long and slow at times, there's not much you can cut as an editor. I can only think of a couple shots after we're introduced to Charles in the film, and it's night. And everyone's like sleeping, but they're not really sleeping. They're just resting and they're awake. They're just transition pieces into the daytime. That's the only fat that you could trim. But the acting, it was incredible. It was fucking incredible. I might go on a limb and say that this is the best acted superhero film ever made. Hugh Jackman was just phenomenal per usual. His red eyes and makeup, like my red eyes are right now from working so much on this shit. His red eyes and makeup in the Bronco with Laura, and he's just like, like it was just some real shit. It's just an incredible job by Jackman. Incredible job by the little girl who played Laura. That's got to be one of the best film debuts by a child that I've seen. The performance is all in her eyes. It's her brow is furrowed for most of the picture. Kind of led me to believe that she did indeed look like Logan or had Logan's genes. And our first villain, Pierce, I'm just gonna call him Malfoy throughout the podcast. Even though the actor's real name is not that. I have the notes written down. His name is Boyd Holbrook. And he's going to be in the new Predator film. I saw a picture of Shane Black. I follow Shane Black on Twitter, and you should too. He posted a half-cast photo of Predator, and Boyd Holbrook's going to be in that. Very excited for both of those reasons now, because this guy who played Pierce was amazing. Burp. Him in the limo talking in the backseat to Logan, just great acting. And all throughout, he was a great villain. He had a job to do, and he was going to do it. And he was going to wipe out Laura because she was a mistake made in a lab. They've made something better. So yeah, not Tom Felton. But back to Laura. Let's talk about Laura. I love how Mangold and the editor cut away from when the first mercenaries, and they're called, like, I think, Reavers. I'm just going to call them Mercs, because that's pretty much what they are. They go inside to get Laura for the first time. She's eating the cereal. And it's nicely, tensely built up. I'm like, please don't show it, please don't show it. And then they cut back, and you hear all the screams like, yes, that's how you do it. It's artsy, baby. She comes out with one of their heads. You don't see it at first. You only see it when she kind of drops it and then rolls it to Malfoy. And then she starts dicing up guys outside, revealing the claws that she has, just like Wolverine. And thanks a lot to a certain Hollywood news site that posted a photo of what kind of mutant Laura was. Friday morning, March 3rd at 10:25 a.m. Thanks a lot, assholes. Anyways, very tasteful to use less is more for the first go around of Laura's kills. And here's the thing about Laura. As a kid, she's brutally murdering people, and it could have been bad. It could have been so cheesy, but because the kid is a great actor and the stunts were great, and the film was rated R. It flew and it soared. If the film was PG-13, it might have come off the wrong way. Because when she's flying around and she's like yelling and she's jumping over people to stab the next person, you might have the inclination to laugh. But it immediately ends when you see the blood come from the merc she killed and you say internally, damn, she a savage. So watching the second time, because I did see this film, when did I see it? Sunday? I saw Get Out Sunday. I think I saw this Saturday. I think I saw it Saturday. So I saw it Saturday for the first time, and then I saw it again last night on Tuesday. Discount day. A lot cheaper. Not so much. Watching it the second time, you really do appreciate the plotting of the film. There's a scene where Charles accepts random strangers on the road, which is end up being I think they're Munsons, the black family. After Charles slyly helps save the escaped horses from their tow. Of course, humanizes the movie even more, because this random dinner scene with the strangers fosters into this entire sequence of human selflessness and caring for one another. And also the truck's going haywire. Apparently, was the water company possibly trying to fuck with the black family and their horses. So I thought that was a nice little tidbit. And just the little details of the movie. The adamantium bullet is a nice little plot device. It's threaded all throughout. Laura, before the climax, pulls it out of her pocket and asks what it is. Logan tells her what it is and takes it from her. But he passes out, and she gets it back from him, puts it in her own pocket. And she remembers that she has this during the climactic fight, and she takes out a revolver on the ground, and she puts the bullet in, and X-23 kills X-24. Charles says something about Lady Liberty and the motel. He has to drive to pick up the next guest. Like, Charles rants and rambles on about something about Lady Liberty. And the motel that Logan has to drive to pick up his next guest to drive is a motel with the Statue of Liberty on the sign. So Logan ends up taking the mom and girl because the mom offered $50,000 for the drive and $20,000 up front. He needs the money for a boat for him and Charles and possibly Calvin, so he does it. And when the video plays on Gabriella's phone, she says that the 50 is a lie and all there is 20G. Instead of saying fuck it, he continues to foster Laura. Here's the thing, I thought this was like this in the first go around, but I understood it a little more clearly in the second go around. The first go around, I thought the money he was giving Wolverine, the little kid, like the leader, I guess, with the crew cut or something. I thought that was the remaining. I totally blacked out during the there wasn't any more money in the video package because I was too concerned with the video package. I'll talk about this here in a minute. Just the one flaw I have with the film, essentially. And I thought he was giving him the rest of the money. He's like, no, fuck it. But no, the whole time he knew that there's not 30 more K, and he continued to go on the journey because Charles wanted him to. And as a little girl, it's your girl. What are you gonna do, dude? Can't run. But the back and forth with Logan and Laura, and Logan being a parent for the first time was just fucking off the charts. Off the charts. Great writing. You're gonna hear me say great writing a bunch. It's gonna be like a motif throughout this. She pushes the buttons in the elevator in the casino. He grabs her. He tells her no or whatever. And she does it again. She does it again, and he pushes away harder. That's what makes it funny. That second edition. That's what makes it work. If it's done once, it's not as effective. The dinner with the black family, she's eating without a fork. And Logan takes the bowl of corn from her because he sees her eating too much and not respecting, the rest of the people at the table. And maybe they want some corn too, and you're not sharing. It makes me want to cry that it's so good. And going into the rest of that sequence, we really don't know what the fuck happened with Charles and Logan himself. Turns out that Charles apparently was responsible for the deaths in Westchester, which is, school for the gifted. Makes a confession about this, and he dies at the hands of X-24. And the writing here is just so fucking beautiful that I really, really understood, because that was one of my questions, like, why? Because I wasn't really paying attention to that, I guess. And I want to talk about the lack of information here at the end. I just want to talk really quickly about the greatness of the motivations for Laura and X-24. Laura wants to take down X-24 and the company because they killed Charles, the only man, because she looks and sees Charles dead, and she goes, yeah! Charles is the only man she really liked and respected because he gave her love and respect. When X-24 is on the ground during the climax and see his dad, Dr. Royce, Dad, he yells, and then Malfoy says, "Yeah, he did it," referencing Logan. And X-24 overpowers Logan right after that. Amazing writing. Also, the crazy twist of X-24 and not Logan killing the family in Charles' house, because the way it was lit beautifully, the way it's directed beautifully. People are saying it's a trope. Go fuck yourself. It was well done and well executed because you weren't expecting it. And it's all I don't know if it's a red herring, but here's the thing about Hitchcock. Hitchcock used red herrings. And people think Hitchcock's the goddamn greatest. Is it red heron or red herring? I might be pronouncing it wrong. Let's find out. Red herring. Red herring. Have I been saying heron? Herring. Y'all know I'm dyslexic and can't talk. But people say Alfred Hitchcock's like the fucking greatest director ever. He always used them in his films. So I don't want to hear you fuckers complain about that shit. Okay, what was I going on? Oh, yes, the seizure aspect. I was not really digging it. I'm not going to lie. Until the sequence with Oklahoma and the casino. And I really wasn't digging Stephen Merchant's character, Caliban. But he was very noble and had a great closure to his character. Including a great line that he says, bringing a full circle with Malfoy, making fun of him about his genetic flaw and the light. And he brings light, aka an explosion, onto the scene by opening up 2 grenades and exploding and almost killing Pierce Malfoy. Minor nitpicks that I kind of do agree with some of the criticisms on the film. There's this is just one really on the head Deus Machina of Deus Machina of Tyler Perry. His real name is like Eric LaSalle, I think. I'm just gonna call him Tyler Perry. Killing X-24 with the truck. And then he gets out of bullets, and he forgets, I guess, that fucking Logan is not X-24, and he wants to kill Logan, but his shotgun doesn't have any bullets left, and then he kind of just croaks. But it's not that big of a deal, but it does take off part of one point that I'm going to take off of the score. So how did Gabriella, this is the only real thing I'm thinking of, how did Gabriella have all that footage on her phone in one video package and have it all edited together? Honestly, that's not really the issue. The issue is that she had everything secretly filmed. And all the workers were oblivious. Like Malfoy was oblivious. And there's even like a little scene of Dr. Rice talking in a different room. And you can hear him clearly, even though the door is closed. That was only the big issue. And I thought a big issue was like the lack of information. But it really isn't at all. This film takes place in the future and skips ahead of all like the current timelines that Fox Marvel has. Like, how did Logan and Charles get to that point in their lives? Why is Logan dying? Apparently the adamantium inside of him is killing him slowly. He can't regenerate as easy as before. But like, when did this happen? I guess it doesn't matter. Why is Charles having this brain degeneration? I guess it was just because of old age. Why is Logan so depressed and angry? Because of his adamantium? I mean, or all the people lost? Like, who was lost? We just were mentioned about the Westchester incident like twice, or maybe even 3 times subtly. And I think Pierce says something about the incident back east when he arrives in Mexico. And we're assuming that the seizures, one of them that Charles had, killed the X-Men at his school. So it's just odd nowadays, considering all the world building and these slow fucking universe movies. We had to take like fucking 3 Thor movies to tie into 4 Avenger films. So I kind of do appreciate that it's different and artsy. Speaking of, though, it is overall a sad toned film. Will I buy the Blu-ray? Probably. Will I watch it over and over again? Especially over films like Days of Future Past? I don't know. That's the thing about this film. It's almost like, Days of Future Past never happened, which was so fucking amazing. It wiped out how shitty X3 was. And it almost felt like Logan was like straight from X3. Like everybody was, except obviously Charles dying, even though, oh, they all come back. That movie sucked. But it's almost like, you know, it was a sequel to X3. It was so sad and depressing. And he lost Gene. I don't know. Days of Future Past had a really open ending where you could just continue to build, I don't know, 3 more movies and that'd be it for the old X-Men. And then at least maybe 1 for bridging the gap with Wolverine from Apocalypse to, well, maybe not. I'm assuming maybe Apocalypse to X-Men. That's pretty much it for Wolverine. He'll probably just go into hiding in Canada. So I guess I was thinking maybe a trilogy of 3 for the old X-Men for Wolverine, and then do a Logan. That'd be it. But damn, that's it. But this film is about running away from love, and you can't run away from love. Every time Logan said "fuck this," he's brought back into it. My favorite example being, he buries Charles, and he said, like, okay, buries Charles. Laura finally gives him some human emotion and holds his hand. It's like, oh, what a great moment. That's on the poster. And he fucking shakes his hand away. He says, fuck this. And then he fucking goes to the truck without her, tries to start up and leave her there. But it doesn't start. And he fucking throws a rage with his shovel, taking out all his frustrations on glass and steel. So, the back and forth of him not wanting to love, yet love is forced onto his life and he has to, was fucking amazing. And I just love how the film pays off that rocky relationship of Logan and Laura with Logan's death. Daddy is like the most fucking earned moment I've seen in a film in a long ass time. And as a eulogy, Laura quotes Shane, the movie that they just saw in the hotel with Charles, which I thought was a good touch. A lot of people complain about that. I thought it was fine. When she said "Daddy," my eyes watered up. I really felt it that second go around compared to that first go around. I really feel that every year there's just like one. There's one superhero film that stands out from the crowd for me, and that's the best one. Sometimes there's none, so other years have like 2 to make up for it. So really quickly, in 2008, Dark Knight and Iron Man. 2009, this is all for me personally. 2009, none. 2010, Kick-Ass. 2011, First Class. 2012, Dark Knight Rises and Avengers. 2013, none. X-Men Days of Future Past for 2014, as well as Guardians of the Galaxy. 2015, none. Batman v Superman for me. 2016, Deadpool and X-Men Apocalypse. And then this year, Logan. Logan is hands down James Mangold's best that he's done. Logan is a story-based, character-driven, genre-redefining picture that will go down in time as a film that changed the superhero landscape as did The Dark Knight. You're never going to find a better acted superhero film, no matter how sad this is. Logan is the superhero film we want, we need, and we fucking deserve. Logan is a 9 out of 10. You should go see the film. If you already haven't, it deserves your money. It deserves our money because we vote with our wallets. And I want to see more rated R superhero films. I paid to see the movie twice. I saw it twice. Hell, I might see it a third time. Who wants to go on a movie date? I do wish we would have just one crossover. At least one crossover with Deadpool and Wolverine. Just do it once. I don't want a cameo, man. Just Deadpool and Wolverine would be fucking great. It's kind of sad, though. Fox was, late to the Deadpool party. We should be on, like, Deadpool movie number, like, 3 or 5 right now. But that's the thing. Why do you think Deadpool was so successful? It was rated R. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Peace out. I'm Brando. One love.
End of line.
Good luck and congratulations on choosing
C. Press.